All right, and we're back. This is just going to be a short video this time. With COVID and everything going on, it was kind of crazy to hear from a friend that he wanted to go pick up oysters. We didn't even know if the oyster places were open currently, so we looked it up, and sure enough, Tabales Bay Oyster Company, his preferred place to go get oysters, was open. And so I was just like, hey, why not? Let's go ahead and pack up the car, threw in a couple ice chests, and drove on up there. It was a beautiful ride, quite easy and fast, and it was a real good kind of prelude to a second trip that we're going to take up north when my roommate's kid comes, but we'll get to that when that story arrives. And yeah, it was just a real easy drive up there. It's kind of crazy with all the California fires and everything to imagine what's going on up there right now, but that's another story as well. When we got there, it was quite simply an easy drive right in, and welcome to the Tabales Bay Oyster Company area. It was real cool when their like parking area was all shucked oyster shells. So you were driving on all these oyster shells, and right next to the parking area was kind of the containers that they used to farm the oysters. Those were really neat. I think it's farmed, right? That's what you call them. And then they were practicing social distancing. They had lines on the ground every 6 feet for you to kind of wait in your little groups to get up to the area where you would then bring your ice chest or cooler bag or whatnot and order the size and quantity of oysters that you're looking for. They would throw some ice into the bag or cooler that you had, your container, and then they would put the oysters on top of it. You'd pay and you were done. It was kind of a quick and easy type of deal. It was a lot faster than we thought. Now, the one exception that I have to put here was my buddy wanted to barbecue and picnic there. Thought he would be able to do it because it's just like this wide open park area in the back. But they weren't allowing that, which is understandable, particularly for the times. So we ended up just grabbing our oysters, and then I walked around the back area a little bit to kind of check out where their kind of pier and processing area was for the oysters, as well as take a look out into the water to see kind of where the oyster farm is. And so, yeah, it was a in and out type of job. It wasn't all that much. That being said, because we woke up so early to get down there, we ended up kind of just taking it easy on the way back, and we passed the Nicasio Valley Cheese Company, which is just this dinky little building with a big old sign that said, yes, we're open, or something like that, or just maybe it was just open. And we decided, yeah, why not? We'll stop in and see if we could help them out a little bit. And it was a cute little quaint shop that they had. There was COVID, social distancing being practiced there. They only allowed 3 people in the store at a time, being that the store was like 8 by 12 or something like that. It was super, super small. And we bought some cheese and some jam, and the the guy that was working the counter there, he was amazing. Like, he was your 80s kid that would be working at like a convenience store or like a 7-Eleven that you'd see in the movies, just that really like, I don't really want to be here, I don't really care about anything. We asked him like which cheese was his favorite, or did he have a preferred jam, like what made him like working there, and he was just like, I don't know. It was awesome though. Like, it was just real good times. And we got lucky again. We lucked out at both places, the Tabales Bay Oyster Company and Nicasio Valley Cheese Company had like barely anybody there. The cheese company had nobody there when we got there, so we were just in immediately. The Tabales Bay Oyster Farm had maybe like 2 or 3 people in front of us, so it wasn't that long of a wait. But We were in, out, got our oysters, got our cheese. They're not so far apart from each other to where that's an impossible drive as well. And then on the way back, we stopped at the village Corte Madera so that Lynn could return some stuff to a shop called Anthropology. And we walked around kind of that area. They were practicing social distancing as well, quite strictly. It was almost dead though. Like, you know, who really wants to go out in this, right? So that was kind of nice to see. And I think the one big takeaway from that was Apple had this really good social distancing practice going on, like with stanchions and trying to keep people distanced away from each other. Lynn got her anthropology back, and then we came home and barbecued the oysters. Yeah, that was probably the biggest disappointment for my buddy, was that the fact that we couldn't barbecue the oysters at the farm. He really just wanted to go ahead and just go ahead and cook and eat there. And although it would have been, like I said, fine for social distancing, they just weren't allowing it. So yeah, but short little video today, and it was an awesome little trip and a prelude to another trip up north that we're going to take probably in the next couple of videos here. So yeah.